The Bible is not only a spiritual guide, but also a valuable manual that offers principles for creating wealth, managing resources, and living a prosperous life. Throughout its pages, there are teachings that have helped people, since ancient times, to build wealth from nothing and that remain relevant today. Here on the Wisdom Brief channel, you learn in every video how to get rich and attract abundance through the Bible. So don't waste time and subscribe to the channel, and let's watch another video. These biblical secrets go beyond the simple accumulation of material goods. They show how to use resources with purpose, responsibility, and divine wisdom. Even starting with few or no resources, there are examples in the scriptures of countless individuals who started from humble circumstances, possessing almost nothing, but who, by applying divine principles such as faith, perseverance, wisdom, and good management, were able to transform scarcity into abundance. The Bible does not restrict prosperity to an exclusive group. On the contrary, it demonstrates that anyone, regardless of their background, can build lasting wealth by following the right steps, both spiritual and practical. Far from considering money as something inherently evil, the scriptures highlight that it is the love of money that can lead to trouble. Wealth alone can be a powerful tool for noble ends, such as feeding those in need, supporting righteous causes, preparing a legacy for future generations, and honoring God. But how do you start building wealth based on biblical wisdom? It all starts with a transformation in the way of thinking. In Proverbs, we read that as a person thinks in his heart, so is he. This means that believing that God desires your prosperity, trusting that He provides opportunities and guidance, and being alert to ways to serve others creates the ideal environment for financial growth. It is not about shortcuts or get-rich-quick schemes, but rather about applying solid, spiritual principles that lead to genuine prosperity and aligned with divine purposes. It's about embracing eternal truths that align your life with God's plan for success. Today, we will explore biblical principles for building wealth from scratch. We'll delve into fundamentals like mindset, stewardship, generosity, diligence, thrift, investment, and integrity. To start building wealth from nothing, it's essential to understand what the Bible teaches about your attitude toward money. In the letter to the Philippians, it is stated that God will supply all our needs according to His riches in glory. This is an invitation to trust the supreme provider instead of living consumed by worry. Many people believe they are destined for scarcity because they started with nothing, grew up without financial education, or struggled with debt. However, the scriptures challenge this view, encouraging us to adopt a new perspective. In the book of James, we read that if anyone lacks wisdom, they should ask God, who grants generously without recrimination. This implies that you can pray for financial discernment, an eye for opportunities, and the strength to seize them. What you believe influences what you do. If you see money as something intrinsically evil or believe that wealth is beyond your reach, you end up sabotaging yourself. But when you recognize that money, like any other resource, can be used for good, you eliminate mental blocks. Begin to see it as a tool that can serve noble purposes and promote growth. True financial transformation begins in the mind, aligned with divine principles, and continues with actions based on faith and wisdom. The kingdom of God brings benefits not only to your life, but also to your family and those in need. This shift in mindset turns scarcity into fertile ground for possibility. The Bible presents the concept of stewardship, teaching that everything we possess ultimately comes from God. We are stewards, not owners, of the resources He entrusts to us. In the parable of the talents, Jesus illustrates that responsible management of even small amounts can result in greater responsibilities and rewards. The master of the story praises the servants who multiplied what they received and criticizes the one who left the resources stagnant. You may start with little or nothing, but faithfully managing what you already have is the path to growth. This includes using your time productively, acquiring new skills to serve others, and looking for ways to increase your value. It is essential to organize yourself, monitor what you have, and be aware of what can be improved. In Proverbs, we are told to know the condition of our flocks and take good care of them. At that time, wealth was measured in herds. Today, that could mean your bank balance, your business idea, or even your daily routine. Identify waste and implement improvements to maximize resources. Stewardship also requires integrity. Shortcuts or dishonest methods of gaining wealth put your long-term success at risk and take away God's blessings. As the Psalm says, "Better is a little in righteousness than plenty in unrighteousness." Honor God in all your actions and trust that He will reward righteous efforts at the right time. Although many begin by trading hours of work for a modest salary, the Bible encourages expanding the vision beyond this model. Look for ways to generate value, create impact, and build something that prospers, going beyond simply exchanging time for money. Consider Joseph as an example. Not only did he work at the hours, he excelled at interpreting Pharaoh's dream, creating a strategic grain storage plan, and managing resources efficiently. The value he generated came from problem solving, not just hard work. As a result, he rose from slavery to second in command in Egypt. This principle remains relevant. If you solve real problems people face, they will be willing to pay for the value you offer. Maybe you can fix appliances, teach a language, create a useful software tool, or offer money-saving advice. When you stop exchanging working hours for pay and start creating value, your income potential multiplies. In Colossians, we are reminded to work with all our heart, as if we were serving the Lord, not just men. This encourages us to strive for excellence, understand people's needs, and develop creative solutions. By doing so, you access heightened productivity that can surpass your initial circumstances. Building wealth from scratch often involves multiplying efforts. The Bible uses agricultural analogies to explain multiplication. A well-tended seed can produce a large harvest. Jesus demonstrated this principle by feeding thousands with just a few loaves and fish. Practically, how can you multiply your efforts? Maybe you start by offering a one-on-one service, but over time turn your knowledge into an online course, a book, or a product that can be sold again and again. Maybe you start a small business from home and gradually hire help, use technology, and reach a wider audience. Ecclesiastes advises us to diversify, invest in multiple ventures, for you do not know which will prosper. This vision may include systems that generate income even without your active participation, such as investments, automation, or passive income streams. The essential point is to think beyond the limitations of time. God may bless your diligence as you create structures capable of supporting greater abundance. This requires vision and planning, but the effort sets the stage for sustainable growth. One of the greatest biblical secrets to building wealth is the principle of generosity. In Malachi, we are challenged to bring the entire tithe to the storehouse and watch as God pours out blessings abundantly beyond our ability to store them. Generosity is not waste. It's like planting seeds that generate greater harvests. By giving freely, whether in tithes, offerings, or helping those in need, you create a cycle of blessings. In Luke, we learn that when we give, we will receive good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. This act of generosity positions us to receive favors and builds trust with people who realize that we are not dominated by money, but use it as a tool to do good. The principle taught in Proverbs reinforces this: a generous person will prosper. He who refreshes others will himself be refreshed. Even if you're starting small, set aside some to give. This gesture of trust and obedience aligns you with divine principles, preventing greed from taking over your heart as your wealth increases. Building wealth from nothing involves more than making money. It is also essential to manage it wisely. Proverbs teaches us that wise people store up choice foods and oil, but fools consume everything they have. This encourages the practice of saving and preparing for the future. Even if you can only save a small amount each month, consistency will make a significant difference over time. In addition to saving, the Bible also teaches about investments. In Ecclesiastes, we are encouraged to invest in 7 enterprises, yes, even in 8, because we do not know what challenges may arise. This advice highlights the importance of diversification. Don't put all your resources in one place. If one project fails, another can prosper, keeping your wealth stable. Like the ant that accumulates provisions in the summer to face the winter, we must also prepare for difficult times. Having savings and investments protects you from falling back into poverty in times of emergency. The Bible does not condemn all forms of debt, but it does warn that the debtor is the slave of the creditor. Excessive debt can hamper your ability to save, invest, or take advantage of new opportunities. Wise planning, consistent saving, prudent investments, and constant generosity are the pillars that honor the biblical call to good stewardship and pave the way for lasting prosperity. If you start from scratch and accumulate high-interest debt, you're digging yourself an even deeper hole. A crucial step to building real wealth is eliminating debt. Pay off high-interest rate loans as quickly as possible and think carefully before taking on new debt. In Romans, we are instructed to leave no debt other than the debt of loving one another. Being debt-free brings freedom. Your income will not be compromised by creditors, allowing you to use your resources to increase your wealth and bless others. Honoring your financial obligations and paying debts is also a matter of integrity. The psalm reminds us that the wicked borrow and do not repay, but the righteous are generous and give. Managing debt responsibly reflects respect for godly principles and establishes a solid foundation for growth. While financial mindset and strategies are key, the Bible also highlights that wealth rarely comes to the lazy. In Proverbs we read, "Lazy hands lead to poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth." This teaches that consistent, faithful effort is non-negotiable. However, diligence is not the same as endless work. It's about working smarter, seeking continuous improvement, learning new skills, and offering quality products or services. Over time, diligence builds a solid reputation, attracts opportunities, and opens doors. In Colossians, we are encouraged to work with all our heart, as if we were serving the Lord. This principle transforms work into an act of worship, motivating excellence. Extraordinary efforts often result in promotions, recommendations, or increased revenue. Financial planning is also an essential principle. Jesus asked, "Who would build a tower without first counting the cost to see if he can complete it?" Likewise, you must manage your income and expenses, set financial goals, and adjust your expenses. Living within your means and controlling your spending helps you avoid impulsive purchases or wasted resources. Creating a budget identifies areas where you can save, invest, and achieve financial goals. When you take control of your finances, rather than letting them control you, you can break out of the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck and begin building a stable, promising financial foundation. Over time, a disciplined budget can create space to save and invest, paving the way for building your wealth. In Proverbs, we learn that by wisdom a house is built, and with understanding it is established. With knowledge its rooms are filled with precious and beautiful treasures. Financial planning incorporates these principles of wisdom, understanding, and knowledge into money management. As you progress from little to something significant, it's essential to stay content and grateful. The Apostle Paul declared, "I have learned the secret of being content in any situation, whether in need or in abundance." Contentment does not mean settling, but rather valuing what you already have, avoiding traps such as greed and envy. This attitude keeps you centered because without contentment, no amount of wealth will be enough. Discontent can lead to reckless decisions such as risky investments, unnecessary debt, or unethical practices. When you trust that God provides and understand that your value is not linked to material goods, you make more balanced and conscious decisions. Practicing gratitude at each stage of progress is crucial to maintaining a healthy perspective. Jesus taught us that life does not consist in an abundance of possessions. True wealth is in peace, purpose, love, and a legacy that transcends material goods. Building wealth from nothing is not just about improving your personal financial situation, but also about impacting future generations and aligning your efforts with God's eternal purposes. The Bible encourages you to leave an inheritance to your children's children. This involves thinking beyond your own life, teaching children biblical financial principles, saving, investing, giving, and working with integrity. We are also called to store up treasures in heaven, not on earth. This does not mean ignoring material goods, but rather ensuring that your prosperity contributes to spiritual growth, helping those in need and promoting the gospel. When wealth is used for God's purposes, it acquires eternal significance. Remember that true wealth transcends material possessions. A legacy of justice, generosity, and faith will outlast any bank account. Maintaining this perspective ensures that as your riches grow, your character and devotion to God remain unshakable. The Bible teaches that the tongue has power over life and death, Proverbs chapter 18, verse 21. and this also applies to your financial life. The words you say about your finances can influence your beliefs and actions. If you constantly declare that you can't afford something or that you will always be poor, you reinforce limiting thoughts. Instead, speak words of blessing, abundance, and possibility over your resources. Jesus stated that with faith and without doubt we can move mountains in Matthew chapter 17, verse 20. Apply this principle to your financial situation. Declare God's promises over your life. Say that you will find ways to increase your income, create value, and be a blessing to others. By speaking words of life and trusting in God, you pave the way for the right opportunities to arise in due time. Meditate on the scriptures, filling your mind with verses that promise abundance, wisdom, and divine direction. This strengthens your faith, aligns your thoughts with God's promises, and influences your actions in a positive way. Over time, this practice transforms your mindset and the results you achieve. The Bible also highlights the importance of collaboration and relationships. In Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9, we read that two are better than one, because they have a better reward for their work. Building wealth is more effective when you don't walk alone. Seek out mentors, partners, and advisors who share your values and principles. Learn from their mistakes and successes. For as iron sharpens iron, so a man sharpens his companion. Proverbs chapter 27, verse 17. Additionally, treat people fairly, kindly, and respectfully. Jesus taught, "Whatever you want others to do to you, do also to them." Matthew chapter 7, verse 12. Cultivating strong, ethical relationships can open unexpected doors and create an environment conducive to financial and spiritual growth. This message is a powerful combination of biblical principles, spiritual reflection, and practical motivation to build wealth in a faith-aligned way. The final prayer is a demonstration of surrender and trust in God to guide each stage of this journey. Here are the key points that highlight the essence of what was shared. The importance of community and relationships, where the Bible values collaboration and mutual support. Just as the early church shared resources, you can also use your prosperity to benefit others. This creates a network of trust and goodwill, as well as opening up new opportunities. Faith, perseverance, and patience. Building wealth is not a sprint, but a marathon. Just as Joseph faced adversity before becoming ruler, the challenges you encounter today can be preparation for something greater. Faith and patience are essential to overcome obstacles. Recognizing God as the source of all blessings, it is crucial to remember that success comes from God. By seeking first His kingdom and aligning your plans with divine principles, you attract wisdom, provision, and opportunities. Diligent action and divine dependence. While it is necessary to act with determination and plan wisely, it is equally important to trust that God will bless your efforts and give you direction. Wealth as a tool for impact and generosity. True prosperity goes beyond material goods. Wealth should be used to bless others, promote justice, and create a legacy for future generations. The prayer of surrender and trust. The final prayer is a sincere plea for God to guide each step, remove fears, replace scarcity with faith, and transform resources into lasting and eternal impact. May God bless you abundantly, and may each day bring you closer to the life you desire. Until next time, with more blessings, faith, and gratitude. If you have made it this far, congratulations. You are part of an elite of committed and dedicated people. Comment "I stayed" until the end in order to prove that you are a true warrior, and now share this message with more people. Do your part in contributing to a more prosperous world. Until the next video.